is In the Know for Monday, May 13, the 134th day of 2024. There are 232 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter. And the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country, plus the water cooler question. Your chance to win that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You were on assignment last week.
It was quite the assignment, yeah.
Did you get it covered?
I did. I covered it well.
You covered it thoroughly. That's
did.
good. We've not, we as being part of the audience, everyone except you, have not seen you since you've become a grana.
That is true.
So you were going to try and join last Monday while you were on assignment, but
Yes.
you got tied up. So
I did.
How's being a grana feel a week or so in?
It's great. So when we first found out and could tell people that we were going to be grandparents, it was that, immediate, I got to tell everybody. And so now I have to tell everybody that I am a grana, right? Not that I'm going to be, I'm a grana. So it's exciting.
Of course, there you are holding Brady
Yes.
at the hospital. I just thought your shirt, your soon to be a grana shirt, suddenly on May the 3rd at 11:17,
I know.
it no longer serves a
I
purpose,
just
right?
put an X through the soon to be. I'm just a grana.
Just new grana.
Just
over there.
just right. Just yeah.
Just became a grana.
Yeah.
It looks good on you. So I
Thank
know there'll be
you.
plenty of
I'm
great,
excited.
plenty more photos to come. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley and the Spots. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing well. Had a big weekend, and we'll kind of recap that a little bit later in the show. Did you have a nice trip home? Did you go to northern Kentucky over the weekend?
Yeah, just a very quick trip yesterday, so it was good.
You just showed up on the front porch with some flowers and said, "Hi, Mom. Bye, Mom," and then
Yeah, for the most
vamoosed
part,
back?
that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
I'm sure she was happy to see your smiling face.
Yeah, I would hope so. No, it was nice. It was a quick trip, but sometimes those are the best.
Did you get to have lunch?
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying it was like a 5-minute trip. No, I mean, we had a late lunch, and then everybody had other things they had to do, so we all went our separate ways.
Okay, well, that sounds good. You surely weren't watching Reds baseball. Oh, wait, I'll save that to the end. We'll get to that. A quiet start to the week before rain moves in later. And of course, with the PGA Championship going on, at least I'm paying attention to the weather and on how that impacts. Also, we kind of need an opportunity to dry out a little bit. Still still predominantly wet in certain areas. But we'll see some spotty showers this evening. We'll see a round of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Increasing clouds today, a high of 79. Rain tonight, 61. Showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, and a high of 72. By the way, in case it slipped by you, the boil water advisory for all Litchfield Utilities water customers has been lifted. That was lifted on sometime on Saturday. So you've been given the all clear, and you are seemingly in good shape. Internationally, Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of State, delivered some of the strongest public criticism yet of Israel over the weekend, telling them basically that they need to get out of Gaza. And Netanyahu said similarly that if Israel needs to fight alone, then they'll fight alone. So a piece on 60 Minutes last night about, in the long game, the growing, maybe I should say the withering relationship over the long haul between the United States and Israel it's not just a suddenly the last 6 months type of deal, but there seems to be part of a larger pattern, and it has some people concerned. So continuing drama and struggles there in the Mideast. Backtracking to Friday on a story from Thursday night, the Grayson County School Board meeting that I told you we would have a full report on after at sometime on Friday. That school board story has been posted. It was posted over the weekend. And one of the reasons that it just it wasn't cranked out in a matter of minutes is that it took the time to take into consideration the information that teachers and their supporters were presenting on Thursday night at the meeting, advocating for increased compensation, a large, I don't know, 10% increase, I think is what they were advocating for, settling for something around 3%. But obviously there were several impassioned stories and some well-articulated points, but also it's important to also find out, okay, what is Grayson County Schools' response to this, and what's some of the math that's involved in the decision to go at 3% rather than 10%. So anyway, it's a lengthy, detailed report at K105.com that offers, I think, math on both sides of the equation. You couldn't have told me, I couldn't have guessed out of thin air that Grayson County Schools spends $30 million a year on salaries. And that's, it's easy to think about an individual, but when it adds up, the increase, the 3% increase that they awarded, I think goes to, it's a $1.2 million expenditure. So when they make a decision like that, we kind of think of it in an individual way, but it stocks up, or it piles up. One of the biggest themes I think that was articulated at the meeting from the teacher side of things on Thursday is just the staggering cost of living, and it makes it extremely hard for all salaries, but including teacher salaries. One of the things that the school system were talking about, how they are also paying increased utility and fuel and that type of thing. So it's hard for everyone on both sides of the equation. And the Grayson County Schools basically say we also need more help from Frankfort if we want to continue to do that. Anyway, so you read it for yourself, and maybe it will give you some information that you don't already have, but good detail. Should tell you the missing teen that we told you about on Friday was found later on Friday. Don't have any of the details, except I think law enforcement maybe hinted that an adult may be charged in that at some point in time. The Office of State Budget Director announced on Friday that April receipts in both the general fund and road fund saw increases over a year ago, putting them in line to reach the official revenue estimate for the fiscal year ending June 30. April's general fund receipts grew 2% with collections of $1.8 million, which is an increase of $36 million over what was received. Now, wait a minute. They always do that, and they do it incorrectly. It's $1.825 billion, but they list it as $1,825 million, which puzzles me on why they do that. But among the major accounts, sales and gross receipts and the major business taxes increased in April, which accounted for the increase. Seemingly, the mystical decision of Kenny McPeak is no longer mystical. Mystic Dan will travel to Baltimore and run in the Preakness after all. The only other Derby Derby horse expected to run in the Preakness is Just Steel, who is D. Wayne Lucas's horse. But McPeak said all systems go. The horse is doing fantastic and just couldn't pass up the opportunity to run for the second jewel of the Triple Crown. No one has won both the Derby and the Preakness since Justify won the first two legs and then went on to win the Triple Crown in 2018. So will be exciting to see Mystic Dan in the Preakness coming up on Saturday. The UK, well, before I get to UK baseball, Sam, kind of update on, I know the tennis postseason is underway and continuing today. Kind of lay that out for me, and then where do we stand this week with softball and baseball at Grayson County High?
Tennis, the update from Saturday, was 3 seed Ava Walker. She advanced to the quarterfinals with a 6-0-6-0 win over Riley Monroe from Edmondson. She is going to play tonight against Emmy Williams from Davis County, so good luck to her. Peyton Woosley, she also advanced, winning 6-2-6-2 over someone from Meade County. She's going to play an athlete from Catholic today. Miles Mudd, he won his first round game over someone from Muhlenberg County. He's going to play Landon McDuffie. I don't know where Landon's from. 3 seed today in the quarterfinals. Maddox Powell won his second round match, 6-1, 6-1 over someone from Davis County. He is going to play the 2 seed from Meade County today. And then it was both boys doubles teams also advanced. So Carter Bernard and Jordan Smith, and then Braden Kingery and Ethan Kingery, they advance. And then there was one more that I wanted to make sure. Oh, yes, the doubles team of Emma Walker and Sammy Woosley, they swept Ohio County. They're going to play also today a team from the Davis County area in the quarterfinals. So that's really good for the tennis team. They had a big game. I know that there's some names that you definitely recognized on that list as well.
Sure.
And then we are going to be at Don Lee Field today because, well, I'm expecting probably some semblance of a rain shower, even though that it's clear skies right now, just because that's how our luck has been this year. But we're going to be at Don Lee Field this afternoon for Cougar baseball against Breckenridge County. So first pitch is 5:30. The softball team, they're on the road at Warren Central. We're scheduled to be with them on Thursday as they host senior night against LaRue County. So that's our schedule for that.
I think the weather will be cooperative today. I think we're.
I hope so, but with our luck
in good shape.
this year, it is. I can never be too confident.
You never quite know. The UK baseball team traveled to Gainesville over the weekend and picked up a series victory over the Gators for the first time since 2016. It was kind of a drama-filled series, but the number 4 Cats outlasted Florida 7-5 in 10 innings in a hotly contested. I think the headline was "Leave it to Cleaver." Is one of UK starting pitchers named Cleaver? I think maybe Ben Cleaver. I think just a freshman. I understand.
Maybe he was a bullpen guy.
Maybe. Rory McIlroy won the Wells Fargo again. That was kind of it's a tune-up, warm-up, however you want to call it, for the PGA Championship, which rolls into Valhalla this week. Xander Schauffele shot 71. PGA Championship held a couple of spots back in case some people came out of nowhere in the Wells Fargo to get invited to this week's PGA Championship, but I think they'll be able to release those to the alternates. So Rory, is one shy of the career Grand Slam, but he won't have another opportunity this year because he's missing the Masters leg of the career Grand Slam. But I tell you who possibly is kind of under the radar so far, Jordan Spieth lacks a PGA championship. He's won the other 3 trophies in the Grand Slam. So Jordan has an opportunity this week at Valhalla. I think there are only a few active players who have 3. Mickelson has never won the U.S. Open. Rory still needs the Masters, as I told you. Jordan needs the PGA Championship. His best finish in the PGA is 12th at Bellerive in 2018. So only 3 players that are active. Of course, living Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods all have the career Grand Slam. And then Tiger has that Tiger Slam where he won 4 in a row, but not in the same season. So I don't think Tiger's going to win this week, but I do think that he'll have the largest galleries. That's going to be my prediction. Brad Keselowski won at Darlington, ending his 3-year NASCAR win drought. Now they're going to take the week off from points racing. They're doing the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro in North Carolina ahead of the Memorial Day race, the Coca-Cola 600. So congratulations to Brad Keselowski. And the Reds continue to struggle. They lost in the 10th. They failed to score in the top of the 10th. The Giants won in walk-off fashion on a ground rule double. Sam, you want to just go play for the Reds, maybe help them turn things around?
No, they just need hitting. They're so beat up. They have so many injuries, and it's now really. And then they had another injury yesterday, so it's it's really starting to catch up to them, and their depth is hurt. So it's not been the ideal start, but it's still May the 13th. So there's still a whole lot of baseball left to play.
At Arizona to begin a set with the Diamondbacks.
And then the Dodgers this weekend.
3-game set. Dodgers coming to, are they out? Are
Out
they in
there,
LA
yeah.
this weekend?
Yeah, they're out west all week.
All right, you're caught up. We're going to review Mother's Day. Going to look back on excitement from over the weekend. We'll also, I got plenty of other things on the way. Don't forget water cooler question before the show's out today and plenty more. Hang around here on In the Know.
Comfort is everlasting. Comfort is a journey that sees no end. Every moment is a memory. Every encounter, a piece. Empathy may be our foundation, but comfort is the heart that continues. The Watkins Funeral Home legacy. A steadfast tradition from our very first service to our most recent farewell. Guided by Dave and Jordan Atwell.
Hello, friends. My name is Reagan Atwell. My parents take good care of me and my little sister. They'll do the same for your family.
Discover more online at rogers-watkins.com or experience the Watkins difference personally on North Main in Litchfield.
Everybody get ready, time to start a new day. Let's hit the ground running in a healthy way. Take a first step to fitness, even if it's just a little. Soon you'll be feeling just as fit as a fiddle. Fit as a fiddle on a July night. Walk around town, make you feel alright. Take the first step to fitness, even if it's just a little. Soon you'll be feeling just as fit as a fiddle.
Community Health Partners want you to be as fit as a fiddle.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start June 3rd. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Early voting in the May primary election will be available to anyone May 16th, 17th, and 18th from 8 to 4 at the Center on Main in Litchfield. Then on Election Day, May 21st, you may vote at any of the following voting centers: the Center on Main on South Main Street, the Church of Joy on Schoolhouse Road, the Old Caneyville School on East Maple Street, the Falls of Rough Fire Department on Green Farms Road, the Rock Creek Voting House on Grayson Springs Road, the Clarkson Community Center on Millerstown Street, and the Big Clifty Community Center on Cemetery Road. No matter where you live in Grayson County, you may vote at any of these voting centers between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on May 21st. Early voting is only offered May 16th, 17th, and 18th from 8 to 4 at the Center on Main.
Come and see all the good times that await you throughout Kentucky. Dive in and discover the houseboating capital of the world. Get nose to nose with some of the most magnificent and friendly horses anywhere. Experience all the smells, sounds, and traditions of a bourbon distillery tour. Put your hands together while listening to authentic and legendary bluegrass music, and so much more. Go to KentuckyTourism.com and plan your fantastic getaway. Kentucky, come see for yourself.
Artificial intelligence company OpenAI is reportedly planning a search product to compete with Google. Tammy Trujillo fills us in.
The announcement could come Monday, according to reports. The Microsoft-backed company's search would be an extension of its ChatGPT program that can pull information from the internet. The company has previously had issues with giving customers accurate real-time information from the web.
Google is joining the parade of companies moving out of San Francisco. The search giant is going to let its lease expire next year at its 300,000 square foot office complex. A spokesperson says they don't need as much space given their hybrid workforce. And Apple apologizing for its new iPad ad after a lot of blowback from artists. The company says the ad was meant to show how much the iPad can do despite being so thin and small. It showed a record player, a piano, a camera, a drawing board, and other tools used by artists getting crushed by a hydraulic press and turning into the shape of the iPad Pro. An Apple marketing executive told Ad Age, "We missed the mark with this video, and we're sorry." Tech Report, Mark Mayfield, NBC News.
But now I might be
Today is Tulip Day. You can just tiptoe through them if you like. It's Cocktail Day, because this was the first date that it was defined in print, May 13, 1806. It's Leprechaun Day. And what else is it? It's Apple Pie Day. It's Top Gun Day. It's Top Gun Day because it's the anniversary. Well, it's kind of weird. Top Gun came out May 12, 1986. But why it's celebrated on May 13th is because due to an error, the first Top Gun Day was celebrated on May 13th. And they just decided to keep it that way for subsequent years. So I feel the need for accuracy. You should get it correct. Yesterday was Mother's Day. So hopefully everyone, to all of you who celebrate, hopefully it was a big day. But it's funny, this headline kind of ties into a discussion that we've had over the years. A mom sparks debate about her rules for Mother's Day and says this may ruffle some feathers. But her name is Emily Weiner. Her number one rule, it's Mother's Day, not Grandmother's Day. She says in the clip, adding, "Don't worry, I've talked to my mom about this. She's fine with it." She explains she established the guideline after her first ever Mother's Day because she was pretty sad after spending the entire day coordinating grandparent visits. So it goes on to say, like, okay, Emily, you're not the only one in the world who has to sacrifice her Mother's Day for the next generation of living mothers. And I would like you to know, Emily, before they were grandmothers, they were mothers first.
And your mother.
Yes, and your very own mother, who you are supposed to be celebrating. But as you know, honey, we've always talked about your Mother's Days. It just sort of, it kind of runs uphill, that you want to be celebrated.
Yes, and what I would like to say to Emily, I mean, I really understand where she's coming from. However, you just have to wait your turn, hun.
That's right. Yeah, it'll eventually
get to you the way you want it.
Mm-hmm.
You just this is how it works until you are of a certain age or until these people die. So, I mean, that's how do you want them? I mean,
I would hope,
just how it is.
if you mature like you're supposed to, that when you get to that point where you're the only one around to be celebrated, you'll be wishing
exactly
you had your mom around to celebrate.
So,
at least I just want to say, I hope that would be the case. Not everybody has that luxury, of course. But Sam, do you have the picture of how she spent part of her Mother's Day yesterday?
I do.
Oh my goodness.
No, I thought this was just one of the sweetest
I know.
photographs. So
I'm just glad you can't see it close up. Well, whatever she was telling me must have been highly entertaining.
Yeah. So
or something.
But what we were doing is we were at Mom and Dad celebrating my mom, but you were being celebrated. Alea's there getting caught up, and so it just is
it is.
That's just part of it. So
it is.
I spent my day. Here's what my mom wanted to do. My mom wanted her children to go through all of their old toys and take away and take the ones with them that they wanted. Otherwise, they were likely going to be parted with. So she basically said, just give me 10 minutes. Well, 10 minutes turned into an hour. We were a reluctant bunch. We didn't, I don't want to go through those. But then when they started pouring out of the totes, no one could resist. Oh, I remember this and I remember that. And so it was a very...
Well, so see, I'd already left, and I'm a little bit sad because I know what's going to happen to what you all don't choose. And that gives me first dibs. So I'm over here going, when you got out your stuff, bring home this, bring home that.
By the way,
anyway.
don't think that it didn't already occur to my sisters that the surplus was probably going to Vandelay Industries in some form or fashion. So, but it was fun because, and it was, I think it was good for her because we were all there together, her kids going through their stuff. She's trying to purge some things and clean some things out. I think she also had the wisdom of a mom's like, I know you grown-up kids don't want to go through these toys, but the moment you see them, you will start feeling differently about the time, and we did.
I'm going to offer my 2 cents. I think, and again, she's going through things and whatever. This is their first great-grandchild.
Yeah.
So I think maybe she had waited. Okay, so grandkids have been here to play with some of your all's old toys. You know, now we have a great grandbaby. So let's move it one more generation.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have been in the back of her mind.
Sure.
I can't say for certain, only she. But.
Well, yeah, that's part of it. And some of the things I left there deliberately, I said, well, Brady needs something to play with when he comes here. So that was, it was neat. The other thing I noticed, Sam, and you typically do snicker at things like this, and you'll probably snicker at this. So when you see, my sisters know that the toys that were community toys, family toys, or toys that they were around when they were born, no, those are likely my toys. And they kind of deferred. Like, I think that was Mark's. But then there were a bunch of things. It was like, the Hungry Hippos was not mine. That was et cetera, et cetera. But when you could see the toys grouped together, you could see mine were a lot more vintage than theirs. You know, mine were, it was just weird to see the packaging look different. It looked it kind of looked like the 1971 Kentucky Derby sounds, Sam. You know, it was,
Is it just a stick?
Listen,
And-
you should have seen Alea's face when she saw the McDonald's set, okay? Good stuff.
We have a McDonald's play set that's been in the family for a long time. And except for the broken golden arches on the stand, it's in very
It's in
good
very
shape.
good
That's
condition,
nothing that nothing glue won't fix. So anyway, it was a good day, and I hope that
I think your sisters probably had to settle, like with, you know, it took a little bit before they started knowing that they needed or wanted different toys. So there were already toys there. It wasn't until they were big enough to go shopping or whatever that it started, you know, becoming more girly stuff, I would think.
yeah, that's the other thing that helped. They sort of, if there was something pink and Barbie-ish, they sort of had to agree. Which ones was that? And I'm
Yeah.
like, that clearly wasn't mine. But I will tell you, one of my greatest joys of the day yesterday was when I handed Alea my Viewmaster.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, you get a Viewmaster from Sam. Do you know what a Viewmaster is?
Yes, I'm not that young.
Okay. All right. Good. And so
I
she
had
was,
no doubt, Sam.
she was like, "What's this?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, before there were other things to look at, you looked in this and it told a story."
Do you want to guess? Do you want to guess what it was, Sam, that was in there?
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
That's very broad.
You got two guesses. Two good.
Something baseball?
Okay.
Was
I
it
would
like
think.
baseball related? I would think.
No.
From your dad, I
Okay,
have
let's
yeah, I
see.
don't.
What kind of clue could I give?
People would first say Mickey Mouse, but the second choice
Disney.
is Bugs Bunny.
Oh, okay.
Without
Bugs
a doubt,
Bunny,
Bugs
yeah.
Bunny.
I was gonna say that was very
Okay,
broad.
that-
It could have been anything.
Yeah, and I was trying to like come up. I wanted to say carrot, but like I'm over here going, "What is a clue?"
Yeah, I
can
don't.
give
I
me?
don't. I don't know that carrot would have helped me.
Oh, okay, all right.
Here's another story about a mom who suggests that she and her husband each call their baby a different name since they can't agree on one.
Listen, this is parenting at its finest right here.
Sam, I don't want to backtrack, but what did your mom say?
She has a ViewMaster in the basement that we have. I
See,
guess.
I had no doubt.
And
that Sam,
I
yeah.
like the mayor's guess too of what was in your ViewMaster.
What's
What
that
did he
say?
say?
Tour de France.
Oh,
The Tour
okay.
de France. Yeah, that's yeah. They did run the Tour de France back the same year that Cannonero second won the Derby. I'll
But
bet
they
that
didn't have
Adele's
bicycles
Viewmaster
back
and
then, did
Mark's
they?
Viewmaster, yeah, they were the high wheel. There was the big front wheel and the small wheel in the back.
Oh,
I'll bet your mom's Viewmaster and my Viewmaster rolled off the assembly line about the same time. Would be
Yeah.
my guess. This mom wants her and her husband to call their daughter different names because they can't agree on a baby name. He likes unique modern names while his wife likes classic old-fashioned names, and they cannot agree. So their compromise, they think, is they use a classic first name and a modern middle name, and then they can each call their daughter the different name, which is
That's not going to be confusing.
No, not going to
No,
be confusing at all. Nor is it going to be traumatic for the child in any way, because they're going to be, why is this first?
Do we know the names?
No.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, he said, my wife likes very common, very classic names. Her 3 favorite girls' names are Elizabeth, Esther, and Hannah. She also loves the names Emily, Beatrice, Constance, Patricia, Catherine, and Geraldine.
Don't name your daughter Geraldine.
Among,
He likes Indigo, Lyric, Elodie. It's a melody, but drop the M.
Elodie?
Elodie, Lyra, Dove, Sunny, Scout, and Callia. She wins. The mom wins. She gets to pick all the names.
This child eventually will fill out their own forms. Okay. Can I just do that? All parents out there, your child will eventually fill out their own forms.
I kind of like Geraldine Sunny.
I mean, Sunny Geraldine would be better.
Sunny G?
Sunny G.
Sunny G. I like it.
That sounds like
All
a
right,
horse that'll
decided.
be in the Preakness. This 4,000-year-old practice could be what you need to beat stress. Can you imagine walking a labyrinth, a meandering path, often unicursal, with a singular path leading to a center? So
Okay,
there's a picture of a
single
labyrinth.
path, okay.
So basically, imagine a maze, and how apparently the oldest labyrinth we know dates back to 1200 BCE. It's carved on the back of a clay tablet from southern Greece, and they supposedly were designed to help people focus on a singular path, or just, it was kind of like a life-size board game or a...
I don't like mazes. I mean, if this is a start, walk one way, you don't have to switch it up. I guess you don't have to make a decision, and that decision is right or wrong, right? I don't like mazes where you can get confused. That gives me a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
A lot.
A corn maze? I've
no,
never
thank
really
you.
been in one, but it bothers me because,
I know I can
I'm
run
smart
through the
enough to know
courtroom.
is like you could just walk through the paths and eventually, you get through there. But anything confining and closing in bothers me. But this thing, when it's just the thing in the mall here where you just walk
Yeah,
around
I
and
can
you
do
just
that.
turn when you can see it, to me, I can see where that might be cathartic. It seems meditative or
I wish
something
the
like
things, that stress me out would allow me to have time to go and do that.
You know what you need?
What?
You need one of those when you talk on the phone.
Oh,
Just,
there you go.
instead of just pacing back and forth, you can just, that makes sense. And then this made me laugh. A California man decided he would get creative. A California man from Seaside was told by city officials that he needed to put up a fence to hide his boat from public view, which he did. Sometimes the neighbors don't want to see your boat or your RV all the time, or, well, in Seaside, California, they had a city code where they had to screen that. So he built a 6-foot coverage screen in front of his boat. After discussing the plan with his neighbor, he decided to build a fence with a lifelike painting of it. So the outside of his fence is just a painting of his boat, so you still see it anyway.
I mean, I find it
And
to be
I thought,
clever.
if I'm his neighbor, I hate it. But being
That's
me,
petty.
I love it. I was
Yeah.
like, well,
I think it's funny.
he's like, I guess he showed them. They got their fence. You got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got today's water cooler question coming up. You're on In the Know.
Your choice of lifestyle directly affects your health. And while there are many complex factors surrounding your lifestyle, sometimes the simple truth is that you just need to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know you and your lifestyle so we can provide sound advice on ways to improve your overall health. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Grayson County Alliance presents Art in the Park 2024, May 18th, 9 to 4 at James D. Bevel City Park in Litchfield. This free event will feature many fine artists and craftspeople from across the region. Spend the day in Litchfield browsing fine arts and fine crafts in a relaxing park setting. Food, live music, and even a tiny art show. Free parking and entry. Follow the signs on Wallace Avenue to East Carroll Gibson Boulevard. Visit gcartinthepark.org for full details.
Every second in the United States, a ton of lumber is destroyed by termites. Long before you see proof, termites have taken a bite out of your home. Thousands of dollars in damage can add up before you even notice the problem. Contact the Litchfield Exterminating Professionals to protect your home or business. It's about peace of mind. Only 24/7 protection from the world's best will give you that. Litchfield Exterminating serves Grayson County and surrounding areas. Call Litchfield Exterminating today, 259-6285, or toll free 1-800-517-2388. What's eating at your home?
Successful small business owners know that having an ally in decoding the data of your business performance is vital. A trusted source that can interpret financial reports, advise on tax code, and assess overall performance can be the difference between sleepless nights and peace of mind. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart is your ally in making sure your business is performing at an optimum level. Call or contact today to find out how Buckles, Travis, and Hart can help fine-tune your business to create peak performance. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, SOHD.info.
Twin Lakes weather. A mix of sun and clouds overhead through the afternoon hours with highs today in the 70s. Then as we head into this evening, we'll watch for some isolated showers across the area. More rounds of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow with highs in the low to mid 70s. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Today's Did You Know is brought to you by Litchfield Funeral Home, providing Grayson County with compassionate professional funeral, cremation, and pre-need services. Litchfield Funeral Home, celebrating life one family at a time. Call 259-4566 or visit litchfieldfh.com, where they ask, did you know the fuller your fridge is, the more energy efficient it is? Ours is operating at peak performance.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it is. It is the epitome of efficiency.
Yes.
I suppose the contents soak up the cool energy
sense
or the
to me.
energy, and then
Less needs to go in.
Yeah, radiate amongst themselves, and so it almost serves as like an insulator.
There we go. Now
Because
we have
the
a good
contents,
reason to clean
say,
it up.
oh, see, that's why. Yeah, we just we want to make
I
sure.
like it.
There was a brief period in time where it wasn't that way, and like, wow, that looks different. But yeah, not as much so more. The water cooler question for today. It's your chance to win. If you've not won in the last 30 days and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win by texting your answer to 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. Up for grabs today, I'll give you your choice of tickets between One Vision of Clean at River Park Center, or you can choose the Kentucky Headhunters tickets coming to Litchfield on June 1st, courtesy of the Grayson County Tourism. Tickets are $30 in advance, $40 at the gate, so save your money and buy them now. But you can choose those tickets. You can have two, One Vision of Queen or the Headhunters. Here's the water cooler question. The average person keeps this for just over 3 years before getting a new one. The average person keeps this just over 3 years before getting a new one. Text your answer to 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. Average person keeps this just over 3 years before getting a new one. Okay, I'll let you give that some thought and lock in your answers. I'm not going to say like final answer or anything. I don't want it to feel that permanent. The weekend box office, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes did well, $56.5 million. The Fall Guy did $13 million. Challengers at 3, Tarot at 4, Godzilla Kong at 5. So somebody went to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It was not I. Sam and I were talking Friday. We've never seen, I don't think either of us have seen the original, the Charlton Heston.
I can't
Planet
say
of
that
the
I've
Apes.
sat and watched it from beginning to end, but it has been on in the backgrounds, and I've caught enough.
I've seen
to
some of the
know.
famous clips, but I've never
Maybe
really, never really seen it. Maya Rudolph was the host of SNL over the weekend. I thought she did a good job. She's been around there a long time, and she's got such a variety of characters that she plays. One of the funnier ones, she impersonated Beyonce. She has played Beyonce several times throughout her history on SNL. So she got the Cowboy Carter, her get up there.
Get up.
And they did a spoof of that show Hot Ones where they eat hot sauces. They try to find the hottest sauces and then, make you where you can't take it anymore, and they, talk about it. So anyway, she did a pretty good job. I thought the skit of the night, I really like the British cavemen spot. Is they showed cavemen from the area that was now known as Britain, but the cavemen there spoke with these weird British accents, and so just the satire of that alone was funny. So you kind of had to watch it and see. Listen, I am so impressed with Nate Bargatze. Was in Lexington on Friday. Then he was in Birmingham on Saturday. So it was funny to see people in my feed going to the Friday show and then people in my feed going to the Saturday show for the people we know around Birmingham. Sam, he has just kind of, because of this recent tour and over the last 2 years, he's just blown up. But I remember the day that I didn't know who he was, and Sam said, "You'll like him." He knew. It was like right on my type.
Yeah,
my type of,
because he's relatively clean.
Yeah. He also is not he's not a one-liner. He's extremely dry, but it's just his delivery on that was funny. You saw when on Derby Day, you saw one of his bits that you liked, and I think if you see the whole thing, it's definitely enjoyable. The Simpsons co-showrunner reveals how many more seasons they hope to make. Sometimes you wonder, how long can they go? Well, apparently the writer's strike gave them a little bit of a break. They were able to kind of step back and catch their breath a little bit. But they think that they're in 35 seasons already, and they think they're going to go at least another 9.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
Well, then heck, at that point, just go to 50.
Yeah, might as well. And that may be because they're even after 35 seasons. So I guess they're writing their 36th. So I agree with you. They ought to round it off at 50. Although at some point in time, doesn't Bart have to be a grandpa?
Yeah, and then you also got to think, Nancy Cartwright, she's probably, 70, the voice of Bart.
Mm-hmm.
So, all the voice actors are getting up there.
Yeah. Are there any, do they have original, like Julie Kavner is Marge, Cartwright is Bart. I can't remember who plays Lisa. I know her. And then
Dan Castellaneta, or however you say his name, he's
Homer.
I don't remember.
Hank Azaria is a couple of characters.
Yeah, but he's taken a step back too because they've gotten rid of some of their characters that he did.
Oh yeah, they were because they weren't so. Yeah, I get it. Katy Perry's "Roar" is now the most viewed music video by a female artist after reaching 4 billion YouTube views.
Well, good for her.
250,000 of those might be mine.
Amen. I don't mind. Like, you go ahead. If somebody's out doing something that Swifty's doing, I'm excited.
You're in for Katy.
And I really love her anyway. I love, so yay.
Yeah,
Good news all around.
Yeah, it's Kesha says that she's permanently changing the P. Diddy lyric. So because of the accusations, etc., she has permanently decided she wants her fans to know. So wake up in the morning,
Feeling like P. Diddy.
but it's now saying blank P. Diddy.
Uh-huh.
And so she says that's a permanent addition to the song, to which it's her song. She can do what she wants. Has she done a deep dive on Jack Daniels' past? I mean, if you're going to go in and changing, does she know that Jack Daniels was all on the up and up in his life? So I don't know. Could be problematic. Going to get to a break. We'll come back. Got the point to ponder, pearl of wisdom, who wins the water cooler question, and more coming up here on In the Know.
It was a marriage proposal 365 days in the making. You could say Josh Schmitz was one determined bachelor. Whatever it took, he wanted to ask his girlfriend to marry him in a way she'd never forget. So he set out on a mission to create the perfect wedding proposal for her. Josh decided that a video expressing his love to Danielle was the way to go. So he began filming himself holding a small whiteboard on which he'd scribbled a love note to his future fiancée. One expression of love to her every day for an entire year. The footage captures him and his whiteboard at work, on vacations, and on hikes with beautiful background scenery. The nearly 20-minute-long video, set to music, ends with one final note on the whiteboard. Will you marry me? For the record, she said yes. Elaborate proposals like that can be a lot of fun. What better way to kick off a lifelong commitment than with a wonderfully unusual memory that neither of you will ever forget? Even if you prefer a more traditional approach, your marriage deserves just as much commitment and care. Marriage proposals can take months of thoughtful planning, and the wedding itself may be even longer. They're worth all the time and effort, but neither of them is enough to sustain a marriage for a lifetime. Your success after the altar will come from the same thoughtfulness and dedication that got you to the altar. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Oh, it's been actually really good. I'm 81 years old. I'm a retired nurse, and I have found, I've taken it for about 5 years, I do feel better. At first, there wasn't a drastic change, but I found it really has made, a difference in my lifestyle. It does improve our quality of life.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order, plus $10 off any additional sets with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code BALANCE.
One Vision of Queen, featuring Mark Martell, is coming to River Park Center on Saturday, May 25th at 7 p.m. Hear the music of the legendary Freddie Mercury and Queen, brought to life in this spectacular tribute show. One Vision of Queen. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and at the River Park Center box office.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
EMB's Point to Ponder for today. Did you ever wonder the cheapest day of the week to buy airfare? I did, so I looked it up.
Okay.
Monday and Tuesday, typically there's a 5.2% discount in total airfare on average. You'll pay the highest price on Saturday, where prices are typically 7.3% higher. So buy your airfare on Monday or Tuesday and don't buy it on Saturday.
Which is interesting because for me, I think I'm a planner earlier in the week because I don't know.
Yep. The water cooler question was, on average, we will keep this for just over 3 years before getting a new one. Did you write anything down?
I wrote down phone, but
Phone?
that felt like an easy.
Sam?
I put car, but I feel like that's too few as well.
Okay. I think computer was probably a popular guess. So computer, phone. Hang on, fix your camera, please.
Oh.
And
Sorry.
well, when I saw your still shot there, I was like, why are you looking? It's like
We're gonna have to find a new still shot too, Sam.
Yeah, it's just the one I have as
That's all
I have
right,
one for
no
all of
worries.
us in the
That's okay.
something's gone down.
Sorry.
The correct answer was pillow.
Oh.
Pillow. Now, if you already have, say, 20 pillows on your bed, do you get 20 times 3 years? So you would, if you have 10, does that mean you don't get a new one for 60 years? Or do you have to get 10 new ones every 3 years?
That's
How does
a
that
lot
work?
of math, and I don't know.
I know. But it's a point to ponder that I guess I'll have to save for another day. So Sam, I'll let you scroll through, and if we have a winner, you can let us know. I also ran across a new word today: mythomaniac. Mythomaniac is a person who lies constantly. You're being a mythomaniac. That's what you can.
Don't we already have a word for that?
Yes, we do, but this is an additional word.
Oh,
You keep people on their toes. Why'd you call me a mythomaniac? Well, you figure it out.
You are.
Sam, did we get a winner?
Give me a second here.
Okay. The Voice. Oh, we might have had multiple people get it right. I don't recall. I didn't scrutinize. Deal or no deal tonight. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, NHL playoffs, and NBA playoffs are on television tonight. The highlight in history, this date in 1981, Pope John Paul II was shot and seriously wounded in St. Peter's Square by a Turkish assailant. 1914, Joe Louis was born in Alabama. Winston Churchill, in his first speech to Parliament this date in 1940, said, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat." I think he got those words mixed up. He should have said blood, sweat, and tears like the group.
Carolyn was the winner of the tickets for today, too.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You'll let her have her choice.
Yes.
Harvey Keitel is 85. Stevie Wonder is 74. Dennis Rodman is 63. Stephen Colbert is 60. Darius Rucker is 58. Lena Dunham is 38. Robert Pattinson is 38. Gone but not forgotten, B. Arthur, born in 1922. Richie Valens in 1941. Mary Wells in 1943. The weird thing is, to me, B. Arthur, it's hard for me to believe that B. Arthur is 19 years older than Richie Valens, because Richie Valens died before I was born, but I remember B. Arthur being on TV as an old woman. So it's weird to see, like, B. Arthur was born nearly 2 decades before Richie Valens. So just hard for me to. Speaking of hard math, let's go to the chart toppers from. Well, I was planning to go to the chart toppers. Yeah, here we go. Chart toppers from 19. for today says. All right, Sam, we're clear. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. A point of view can be a dangerous luxury when submitted for insight and understanding. A point of view can be a dangerous luxury when submitted for insight and understanding. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun.